The prisoner did only one thing every day. He deliberately approached the prison guard and observed the keys on his waist. Then he returned to his cell and drew the outline. He couldn't afford the slightest deviation, not even the smallest detail, in order to replicate the shape of the key. After the prison guard had finished his rounds, he would light a match and carefully observe the keyhole of the cell door. He then placed white paper over it and rubbed it back and forth with his hands to obtain the outline of the keyhole. He rolled up the paper and inserted it into the keyhole, stirring it with a wooden stick, soon obtaining the internal outline of the keyhole. However, this was far from enough to escape. He decided to use wood to make a replica, but his fellow prisoners mocked him. They then went to the woodworking shop to work. The man made a preliminary model in the shape of a key, then prepared to take it back to polish it. To avoid being discovered by the guards, he hid the materials in a water jug and signaled to his companions to distract them. He quickly covered the jug's opening with a towel.
Halt!
The man stopped instantly. The next second, everyone lined up to have their water bottles checked.
You know your look is very intense. Sorry.
Thanks to the towel's absorbency, the model did not spill out, so the guard shook it a couple more times and then returned it to the man. The man successfully obtained the materials he needed. That night, he used a knife to polish the outline of the key and then assembled it with glue. A wooden key was made. Next, he began testing it. He inserted the key into the lock. When he heard a sound from inside, the man knew he had succeeded. But that wasn't enough. He needed to make all the keys here. How long do you think it would take him? So whenever he had the chance, the man would stare at the guard's waist and memorize it firmly in his mind. He needed to make dozens of such keys. Every time he made a key, he would conduct an experiment. Under the cover of his companions, the man immediately sharpened the key and began to try it. But suddenly, an accident occurred. The key accidentally got stuck in the lock. At that moment, the guard came to check the room. He tried to pick out the wood shavings, but it was useless. His companions quickly passed him a screwdriver, and the man immediately began chiseling at the lock. Just then, the guard appeared, so he pretended to be cleaning. The guard did not go inside to check, and the man quickly hammered the lock back into place. He finally breathed a sigh of relief. That day, another guard came to lock the door, but suddenly discovered it wouldn't close. So, was the man able to escape?